What's up? What's up? What is up? And welcome to the Dr. Ali Griffith Show. Mindset, meditation, and motivation. You are going to be so excited for this amazing guest that I have today for you. I am actually truly honored to have one of my, I would like to say, pioneer coaches in the field who has helped me to really get clear on my purpose, who has given some amazing jewels and diamonds and tips to me as I was getting started in my journey in entrepreneurship, and who is just an amazing person with a gigantic heart. I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about none other than the Miss Nicole Roberts Jones. She is an nationally recognized transformational speaker, purpose to paycheck expert. I want to make sure I say that clearly so you out there can hear it. Purpose to paycheck expert, and best-selling author of 4 books, the most recent being Find Your Fears. She now works with entrepreneurs to create multiple, not one, y'all, but multiple streams of income from what they already know in order to build an empire from their natural expertise. Most importantly, she is a veteran of the entertainment industry. She's worked with talent management, she's done some casting, and she's done just a slew of interviews all over the world. I mean, if you Google her, you will see all the things that she's done. And y'all know I don't bring scrubs. I pretty much bring people that are amazing people that's going to give you the tools and tips that you need to take you to the next level. So everyone, let's welcome Miss Nicole Roberts Jones. Welcome to our show.
Yay, I'm be honest. I'm like, who is she talking about, right? I'm so excited to be here with you, Dr. Ali. Thank you for inviting me.
Man, it's absolutely our pleasure. The first time I was introduced to you, you began the process for me of understanding of what my gifts are, and that I really had to get clear on what are my gifts. And if I wasn't clear on these gifts, then how can I really offer it to the world? So when did you get to that place in life when you start to realize that, wait a minute, I can actually get paid for my gifts? Like, when did that hit you?
So, I love this conversation because one of the things you cover is mindset. And so I have to say right out of the gate, part of my issue and all of us, right? We overlook our greatness because it's easy for us. It's effortless. And then we think, oh, well, can't you do that? And then we discount it, right? And so I'm saying that because I literally found mine at a time in my life where I was really, really successful. So you read my bio, right? And I worked in the entertainment industry. So I had the job that I have dreamed of ever since I was a little girl, right? And so literally I worked at the time for Viacom's largest cable network. We had an outreach to over 89 million homes on a weekly basis. And don't worry, I'm going to answer your question. I just wanted to set it up so you guys understand what I mean. Then from there, I worked in casting for the #1 TV show on Fox. And then from there, I worked with the entertainment group, and what we produced generated over $12.6 billion a year. So I want you guys to get, plus, I was going to the parties. Ali knows me. So I was going to the hot Hollywood parties, right? Bumping elbows with people you've seen on TV and looked at on films. So I was living this dream, but it had become my nightmare. And I say that because I felt like every day a little piece of me died because something felt like it was missing. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And I was feeling dazed and confused because, every time I talked to one of my girlfriends, they kept saying, girl, are you crazy? You went to this red carpet and you went to this premiere, right? And so it was in that moment. Now, I will never say I thought I was going to start a business because I didn't, right? But it was in that moment that I started really trying to figure out, what is this thing that's keeping me up at night? What is this thing that's feeling like it's missing? What is this thing? And in the middle of me feeling dazed and confused, and I say dazed and confused because my friends all kept saying, Nicole, you have lost your mind, right? One of my really good girlfriends invited me to go to a program at our church to work with young women. And so this was on a Friday night. Usually I would say no because I had some party to go to, keeping it real, right? And so that night, as I walked into that church and started working with young women, as their eyes lit up, my heart lit up. And I realized, oh my God, this is the thing that's missing. And so in that moment, Dr. Ali, I started to figure out what was it that I was doing that night. Again, effortless. Again, and for years I did it for free. And so I got clear on what is the gift? What is this thing that's making me come alive? And then I started realizing that people would pay me for it. So that really was the beginning of my own exploration. But it started with me really having to shift my mindset because I discounted it for so long.
Oh my gosh, you just hit that on the nail. How many of us out there are discounting our gifts, are thinking the things that we do so effortlessly that it's nothing? Oh, that's not a big deal. I mean, I've done it for so many years, so I know you're sitting down in the car or you're driving or you're cleaning right now and you're thinking to yourself, I know I do some amazing things, and people have told me I've done some amazing things, but sometimes I don't quite truly believe that. So until you begin to shift your mindset, which is what Nicole is speaking about, then you're going to stay stuck in this. What I do is, it's no big deal. And then when you start to realize that what you do is what is needed out there, what others are waiting for, then you begin to, what do you do next? What do you do? Okay, so now you found this gift. You found this thing that people said you do amazingly well. What next, Coach Nicole? What should I do? What
Well,
should
let me say
I
something,
do?
because as you were talking, something else came in my mind, right? And so this is the second thing I dealt with. And I don't know if this is some of y'all, so I'm going to bring it up and then I'll tell you what you should do. I call it Milli Vanilli syndrome. So some of y'all are too young to know what Milli Vanilli is. She knows who it is. She's dancing, right? So those of you that are seasoned like me, in the 80s, I think it was, Milli Vanilli was a singing group that came out with a song called Don't You Know It's True. I'm not going to sing because I can't sing. Google it if y'all want to
Ooh,
hear.
ooh, ooh, I love you.
Right. So they won a Grammy for that song. And as soon as they won a Grammy, I can't remember if it was their manager or their agent, then admitted that they were lip syncing on that track. So here's a second thing we do, and it's a mindset thing, is we start looking at other people's success and we start lip syncing on their track. We start doing our business like they're doing it. Like, ooh, she's doing Facebook Live, and ooh, she's selling stuff, and ooh, she has marketing. And so we start doing all this stuff because we see other people doing it. But again, we don't take into account our greatness. I call that our fierce, right? We don't stop long enough to look at our own special powers, right? And begin to do things that are only in alignment with who we be. And so I have to say that, so many of you, those of you that are watching, if you're not making any money in your business, it's not that you aren't brilliant, it's that you aren't actually working from a blueprint and getting clear on what you should be doing that's based on your own special powers, and not doing what many people do I see out there, having Milli Vanilli syndrome, right? Doing everything everybody else is doing. Yeah.
And
So I
then
had to
mad
say,
at yourself, right? And then mad at yourself and then saying,
then you think, why is it not working? I'm working really, really hard, and you work extra hours and you work all this extra stuff. But what is wrong is that you have the wrong strategy at play.
ooh, she dropped that word. You know, that's that word that I absolutely love. That about 3 to 4 years ago, I had no idea what strategy was, right? I had the business. I already had a business, a martial arts program for kids with special needs. And all I knew was that I did this well. Did not even think that there was a strategy behind business. Did not know that there was strategy until I came to meet amazing people like Nicole, and just being introduced into learning that, wait a minute, now that I know what my gift is, I got to create a blueprint. I got to create a plan. There has to be something in which shows step by step. And here's the big thing that she just mentioned that I want you to make sure that you hear today, tonight, this morning, whenever you're listening to this, is that stop trying to do what everybody else is doing. Like, figure out what you do really well. And if you need to source out other parts of the business, if you need to invest in your business by bringing other people who do that part of the business. Now, this is after you create the strategy plan. So a lot of us at the beginning of our business, we're trying to do everything. And sometimes we have to, don't get me wrong. I know where it is. I remember being where we started. But as soon as we bring that first set of income in, as soon as we bring that first level of investment into our business, let's outsource the things that are not our gifts. Like, stop wasting 10 hours, 100 hours trying to get that web page done when you know nothing about computers.
Right.
So y'all, listen, y'all better jump to YouTube so you can see her face, because her face was just like, right, don't do it. And I think they gave us those faces because we made the errors, and she's made the errors. Like, we've all made the errors. So we want to help you. Part of the reason why she has her podcast, why I have my podcast, is so that we can keep sharing information with you so you can save time, save the going around in circles, and save the feeling like a failure when all you need is access to some of these juicy strategies. All right, so you're gonna give them 3 juicy strategies that you've used, that if they're stuck, if they're confused, if they don't know either on their gift or what to do for moving forward, what would you tell that person who's sitting there like, I don't know how to make this next step towards really creating a profit out of my passion.
So I'm going to walk you through 3 steps of it because there's no way I can give you everything in the next 2 minutes. I'm going to try to say it fast. I'm going to give you a gift. The gift is my free ebook called Bankroll Your Brilliance. So bankrollyourbrilliancebook.com, bankroll your brilliance book. I know Dr. Allie's gonna write that in the notes.com, right? So listen, there's 3 things you got to do. The first thing is you got to get clear on what your, I call it superpower, I call it fierce. Sometimes it's the same thing. So all you guys know who Sasha Fierce is, right? So realize that Sasha Fierce is an alter ego that Beyonce came up with when she no longer uses it because she's standing in her power now. Understand that, right? But she came up with that alter ego when she was starting her solo career and she had to be on stage by herself. So she could stand the full power of who she is. If I give you a second example, it would be the Clark Kent and the Superman. Many of you guys are walking around being Clark Kent or being Diana Prince. That's Wonder Woman's alter ego. Nobody knows who that is. So you're walking around being Clark Kent, but you were born to be Superman. Right? And so it's getting really, really clear on your special sauce, that thing that separates you from everybody else, and then standing in it unapologetically. So stop being Milli Vanilli, all of that. So that's number 1. You got to get clear on that, right? And then literally that speaks to every way you be in your business. Number 2 is then you've got to build visibility around it. I don't call it marketing. Why do I not call it marketing? Because it's about building a relationship. Maybe I should call it, instead of visibility, I should call it having great first dates, right? Dr. Allie's dancing as I'm saying this, right? So listen, this is the example I use. Have my husband come to our first date with my ring. I would have thought that brother was crazy. I would have been calling my girlfriend like, come get me. But many people start businesses and they put up a sales page thinking people are going to buy from you. Girl, buy. You need to like date your clients for a while. So that's why I call it visibility strategy. I should call it dating strategy, so that you allow them to see the value that you bring. It was only after my husband brought me value that when he brought the ring, I was like, heck to the yes, right? And only after he saw the value I brought that he even asked me. And then number 3, and let me tell you, number 3 is like the mic drop, but I'm gonna say this, you can't get to number 3 if you don't do 1 and 2. And some of you guys, the reason your business isn't moving forward is because you're stuck in 1 or 2. So number 3 is you've got to have multiple streams of income. So for years in my business, I only had 1 stream of income, and I kept wondering why I couldn't make any more money. And all of my 1 program that I had to be present. And you got to understand, if you're going to make more money in your business, you can't add more time to your day. You can't clone yourself. So the question becomes, how can you take your intellectual property, your secret sauce, the fierce I just talked about a minute ago, how can you take that and create more of you? So one of those ways needs to be what I call making money while you sleep. Somebody's going through one of my programs and I'm not there. I'm here with you. Matter of fact, some of you guys are watching this on recording and I'm somewhere teaching somebody something else. So you've got to be able to understand that you've got to have more than one way. And how do you do that? Again, you can't do cookie cutter because Dr. Allie's doing her program this way. I'm gonna do it like that. No, when my secret sauce is not hers and hers is not mine. So you've got to get clear, number 1, on what is the authority, that secret sauce, that genius that is you and who you be, right? And then standing there unapologetically. 2, you got to build visibility strategy, allow people to date you for a minute. And then 3, you've got to have at least 6 streams of income in order to have a profitable, bankable business.
Ooh, wait, child, do you see why I'm telling you why she is here today with us sharing this information? Now, who out there needed to hear that? Make sure you drop some comments below. Make sure you send her an email. Make sure you get in touch with her, get over to her social media and leave some sort of comment saying, oh my God, I heard you today on the Dr. Allie Griffith Show. And that nugget was everything that I needed to hear today. Let me know so we know that what we're doing is a purpose. I mean, we already know we're walking in purpose already, but just your confirmation, your notes, you writing something below lets us know to keep on going. You nailed it, as usual, superpower. If you don't get to that superpower, if you don't find that little thing that you do, that little je ne sais quoi that makes you so freaking amazing. We are all unique. We were all created here to be, and stop trying to be like anyone else. Nobody don't want 2 Oprahs. They don't want two Gails. They just want one you, right? You don't have to be anything else but you. And when you find that secret sauce, when you begin to increase your visibility, and when increase your visibility, this was one of the biggest keys I learned from you guys. Like, stop jumping on and creating these landing pages and all these things immediately. And you didn't even court me. Like, you didn't even talk to me and ask me how my day was. Like, talk to your people. That's what like we're doing now. This conversation, podcast interviews, Facebook Lives, your books where you just have those conversations when you do your book signings. Don't just go signing books. Talk about your book. Ask them questions like what I just did. Leave a comment below. That's a relationship. That's not just me just coming and giving you information. I want us to talk a little bit, to get to know each other a little bit. So that guess what? Eventually, you may just want more from me. You may just want to listen again, right?
You might want to put a ring on it.
You might want to put a ring on it, applicants receive and and then the last one, of course, was 6 or multiple streams of income. Now we know it starts by one. We know, but once you have a plan and you have a strategy to where you're going, we know you're going to move towards that. So start with one, then move on to your second one, and then gradually build it up or increase it. But just move, don't stay stuck in just one, or don't stay stuck in two. Think about, or get coaching, like get consulting, get clarity. Don't try and do all this on your own. None of this I did on my own. Like I brought one of my coaches to talk to y'all so that you can see that we don't do this alone. We coaches have coaches, right? And you have coaches, right too, Nicole?
Yes. I have a coach right now that got me on a plant-based diet. I got I have personal and I have professional coaches. I got both. So yes.
Yes. So you're always getting that help. You're always getting access to people who can give you the strategies and tools so you save the time. I know you spent like a few minutes listening to this and you already got so much jewels, and that's just the creme on the top. Like this is just a little bit. What she's giving you is just a little slice of what there is. To learn more, we're going to share more information below of where you can find Nicole. She's offered some gifts already. There just might be some surprise gifts knowing her, because like my tribe do, we just give. We over deliver on giving, because you can't say you didn't get anything. And we know within our heart, we did what the man upstairs, what God told us we had to do, which is give you some of our gifts. All right, so the last concept, and this is something that's out of whack, but it's so important to me, hence the reason, mindset, meditation, and motivation, is meditation. Do you do meditation? Do you have a form of meditation, prayer, stillness? And how has that really helped your business or you as a person? Let us know.
I love this question. So let me say this, because you guys can tell I have a lot of energy. I'm trying to contain it on here. So meditation is hard for me. But when I heard this, it was like a huge epiphany for me. Prayer is talking, meditation is listening. How do you have a relationship if you don't ever stop to listen? Hello, right? And so here's the thing I want you to get, and this is what I had to start doing. So sometimes when my mind is racing, I either take something, I write it down so I can get it out of my mind, and I can spend 5 minutes at a time. I don't have to spend an hour. It could be 5-minute chunks throughout my day. Sometimes when my mind has 20 million things on it, I put some worship music on so that I can pull my soul into that place that I needed to be in. So you've got to learn how to dwell so that you can build a relationship. Now, here's the thing I really want to say, and then I'll hush and I know we'll close. I need you to understand that if you're going to be the highest and best version of who God created you to be, you better sit with the Creator. You can't do what you are purposed to do being who you already are. And in order for you to get to your next level, you got to sit in quiet and allow him to fill your soul. And you only do that through meditation and get quiet and stop talking so much sometimes, which is prayer. When she got excited,
Really?
turned it on.
I know, I got so excited I forgot to take off the mute. I was like, oh my goodness. You know what I absolutely love about this show and our guests that come on that share their meditative practices? It's also unique. And it's also different. And that's the part where I want my listeners to hear that there isn't a one way of meditation. There isn't a one way of stillness. And each one of the things that they have laid upon you can be that exact thing that you need for your next meditative moment. That aspect of prayer is speaking and meditation is listening. And as a speech pathologist and audiologist, that is my world, right? Where the importance of speaking, that's what I'm telling you, my guests, God has just aligned my guests with who I am. That's why I don't sit down and wonder who's going to be the guest. I just trust, I know he's going to send who they need to hear and who is in alignment with what we want our listeners to get. And the mere aspect of setting that time aside, I'm also high energy, self-diagnosed ADHD, hard for me to focus. I got 50 million business ideas and 50 million personal ideas, plus a child who is ADHD, autism, and moving around me. So I created all meditation moments because it's a place of finding calm during chaos. What it is while the world is going around, while we're in the midst of the storm, us learning how to take those few seconds aside, and it may just look like no one knows that you're meditating at that moment because you're just being still. You're embracing yourself, you're reconnecting, you're breathing, you're doing some of the tips that Nicole shared. You might be singing that gospel song in your head that just gets you back realigned. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be the way, quote unquote, we think meditation is. 5 minutes a day. On meditation moments, you can catch one of them, any one of the tracks below. I'm due for by the time you get this, you should get the November one, because I only drop about 1 or 2 a month, because I'm always nervous. Are they gonna like meditation? Is meditation for them? But for some reason, people keep listening to them, so I keep giving them to you.
Because we need it.
My goodness, I have used it and I just created my own. So the goal of why I'm saying this is create your own. Like, listen to what we're saying and then just make up your own stuff that just works for you. Just be aware that it's helping you to get back reconnected to yourself, reconnected to your creator, whoever you choose, and then reconnected to who you're supposed to serve out there. And if you're not reconnected to those 3 things, then you're just pretty much moving around aimlessly. So that's what we're leaving with you today. Now, Miss Nicole Roberts Jones, if we can leave our audience with that one demystifying concept, words, whatever it is, motivational, whatever it is that you want to leave with them, what would you leave with them right now?
You know, what just resonated with me, which I don't know if it's going to be, you know, a big aha, but, you know, they call us human beings, but we're not. We're human doings. And so I really want to challenge you to shift into being. Being means being with yourself, sitting in quiet time with yourself, in contemplation, in meditation. So stop being a human doing and be a human being. That's what I want to leave you with.
Ooh, so that's a tweetable moment, y'all. Whoever are Twitter fans, make sure you follow Nicole Roberts Jones, and then just make sure you put that stop human doing and start human being, and just, you know, quote her because it was her words, and I'm just going to love on it and repost some of it. And we want to thank you for just joining us today. We want to thank you for putting some time out of your, I know, so busy schedule, just for pouring back into me, pouring back into my audience, and just being your authentic, amazing self. Thank you for the gifts that you're leaving for our guests. You already mentioned 2. She may send an extra bonus, so you got to pay attention and see what that bonus is. Whatever it is, just know it's going to be brilliant. It's going to lead you to get clarity, and it's going to help you to create some ways to make some. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had a high pitch. So I just want to leave you with this. Make sure you catch another one of our podcasts. We have a lot that are coming through now. So as you're finished, binge watch, listen to another, like, share, do all that great stuff. Invite at least 3 people to listen to this one today, and then ask them to share it to another. That's all I ask. That's all, not much. And I want to remind you with our closing, be amazing. Continue to be amazing in your thoughts, your words, and in your actions. Peace.